If you're ready, this alchemy portal will raise your vibration and transform your life forever. Nothing is still. Everything moves, everything vibrates. Hermes Trismegistus taught this millennia ago, but this truth was hidden. What you perceive as solid, fixed, unchanging, is nothing but an illusion. The universe pulses, your mind vibrates, your body emits frequencies, and the big question is, what vibration are you emitting right now? Your thoughts, emotions, and energy are shaping your reality at every moment. Fear attracts more fear. Scarcity perpetuates more scarcity. But those who learn to shift their frequency access a level where opportunities arise, synchronicities happen, and life begins to flow. This is not superstition. This is a universal law. This is the law of vibration. The Kybalion teaches, as within, so without, as above, so below. If your vibration defines your reality, how can you raise it to cross the alchemy portal and transform your life forever? If this truth has found you, it means you're ready. So stay with me until the end, because this knowledge can change everything. What if I told you that reality as you know it is nothing more than a grand illusion, that everything you touch, see, and feel isn't as solid as it seems, but merely energy vibrating at different frequencies? This isn't just a mystical concept. It's a fact that Hermes Trismegistus taught millennia ago, and that modern science is only now beginning to understand. Everything vibrates. Nothing is motionless. This is one of the pillars of Hermetic wisdom, but if this truth were common knowledge, people would realize they have the power to shape their own lives. So why has this knowledge been hidden for so long? The answer is simple. Because a humanity aware of its own vibration cannot be manipulated. But now, this truth has found you. Quantum physics has already proven that matter is nothing more than condensed energy in constant motion. A single atom, when observed up close, reveals that 99.9999% of what we call solid is actually empty space, crossed by particles oscillating at unimaginable speeds. So why do we perceive the world as fixed, stable, and unchanging? Because we were taught to believe it is. But the ancients already knew the truth. Heraclitus said that everything is in flux. Plato in Timaeus explained that the structure of the universe was organized by vibrational patterns. The Upanishads spoke of Om, the primordial sound that gave birth to everything. In the East, Qigong masters understood that the human body's vital energy is a vibrational field that must be in balance to ensure health and mental clarity. Your heart, brain, and every cell in your body generate an electromagnetic field. This has already been proven. But what no one tells you is that this field doesn't just receive, it also emits vibrations, interacting with everything around you. Your thoughts and emotions create specific frequencies. When you feel fear, your vibration drops. When you feel gratitude, it rises. And here's the crucial point. Your vibration shapes your reality. If you resonate at dense frequencies of fear, scarcity, and guilt, your life will reflect that. But if you raise your vibration, your perception of reality shifts. Your experiences change. Your destiny changes. Now the question is, how do you adjust this frequency to transform your life? That is exactly what the ancient alchemists always knew. The alchemy portal, transmutation of consciousness. If everything vibrates and your reality is a reflection of your inner state, then the real question isn't whether you can change your life, but how to do it. Hermes Trismegistus revealed that transformation happens from the inside out. True alchemy was never about turning metals into gold, but about transmuting the density of consciousness into light, ignorance into wisdom, fear into power. But what does that really mean? Think about this. Have you ever noticed how some places seem to drain you while others energize you? How certain people carry a magnetic presence, while others seem to sap your energy with just a few words? That's not random. It's all about vibration. Elevated consciousness vibrates at subtler, lighter frequencies. It is expansive, fluid, connected to the flow of the universe. Those who resonate at this frequency feel light, clear-minded, and unshakably purposeful. Thoughts become more positive, emotions more stable, and opportunities arise as if the universe itself is responding. Intuition sharpens. Creativity flourishes. Everything seems to flow. Now, compare that to a dense consciousness, trapped in rigid and limiting patterns. It vibrates more slowly, in a heavy and dissonant way. Fear becomes an endless cycle. Anxiety takes over. The same problems repeat themselves. Negative thoughts create a limited reality where everything feels hard, exhausting, and out of control. It's like being stuck in a mental fog where every step requires effort and nothing truly moves forward. This explains why some people spend their whole lives struggling with the same issues, while others seem to have discovered a shortcut to growth, happiness, and fulfillment. The secret was never in the external world. It was always in their internal vibration. What if you could change that frequency? The ancient alchemists knew that the human mind is the first laboratory, and that the 7 Hermetic principles were not just philosophical theories, but tools to master reality. The principle of vibration teaches that the higher your frequency, the greater your ability to transcend destructive patterns and access higher states of consciousness. The principle of polarity shows that no matter where you are today, there is always an opposite point, and the key to transmutation lies in gradually shifting your frequency. The principle of rhythm explains that the oscillation between highs and lows is part of life's cycle, but those who understand this law learn to navigate the waves without being swept away by them. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this short story. There was a young man named Elias who lived in a village surrounded by mountains. Since childhood, he had heard the elders speak of the Valley of Shadows, a mysterious place where those who got lost never returned. One day, Elias met an old traveler at the entrance of the forest. The man wore white robes and held a wooden staff, worn down by time. "Why do so many fear the Valley of Shadows?" Elias asked. The old man smiled and replied, "Because they see only the shadows and fail to notice the light that casts them." Curious, Elias decided to cross the valley to uncover the truth. At first, the journey was peaceful, but as he ventured deeper, the fog thickened and a heavy feeling settled over him. Voices from his past echoed in his mind. "You're not good enough. You'll never make it. The world is cruel and unforgiving." Fear began to take hold. His feet grew heavy, and each step felt harder than the last. Then he remembered the old traveler's words. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and chose to shift his focus. Instead of listening to the voices of fear, he concentrated on the rhythm of his heartbeat. As he did, he felt a spark of warmth within him. With each step, he began repeating to himself, "I am light. I am strong. I choose to move forward." Suddenly, the fog began to lift. The valley wasn't as dark as it had seemed before. Elias realized that the shadows that had terrified him were merely projections of his own fears. As he reached the other side, he found the old traveler waiting for him with a smile. "Now you understand," said the old man. The Valley of Shadows was never a physical place. It was always inside you. Elias finally understood. Fear was just an illusion, sustained by his own vibration. The moment he shifted his internal energy, his external reality transformed. This story teaches us that the reality we live in is a direct reflection of our internal state. If we vibrate fear, life will give us reasons to be afraid. If we vibrate light, opportunities manifest before us. This means that the key to unlocking the alchemy portal is within you. The transmutation of consciousness is not an abstract concept, it's a process, a path that shifts your vibration, expands your perception, and, consequently, changes your reality. And this doesn't happen by chance. You must take conscious action to elevate your energy. The good news? There's a method. And in the next steps, we're going to explore exactly how to transform your vibration and access higher states of consciousness. The body is a portal, the path to vibrational elevation. The alchemy portal opens not only through the mind and spirit, but also through the body. It is not just a vessel, but a sacred vehicle capable of accelerating or stalling your vibrational evolution. And here's something most people don't understand. Your body is not an obstacle. It's a key. If everything in the universe is energy and vibration, then the physical state you're in directly affects your frequency. There's no point in trying to expand your consciousness if your body is intoxicated, overloaded, and drained of vital energy. Hermes Trismegistus taught that transmutation starts from within. In the East, the Vedic sages saw the body as a temple, where food, breath, and movement are keys to accessing higher states of consciousness. That's why before we talk about the power of the mind and emotions, we need to look at what we put into our bodies every single day. What you eat is not just fuel, it's vibrational information. Fresh, natural, and minimally processed foods carry the vital energy of nature. Fruits, vegetables, seeds, and whole grains absorb sunlight, pure water, and the strength of the soil. When you eat them, you are literally consuming that living energy. That's why a more natural diet makes you feel lighter, more awake, and more connected to yourself. Now, think about ultra-processed foods filled with preservatives, artificial colors, refined sugar, and chemicals. How much vital energy do they contain? Practically none, and on top of that, they overload your system, drain your energy instead of providing it, and cause vibrational imbalances that directly affect your mental and emotional state. And what about meat? Many spiritual traditions talk about its energetic vibration. That's because animals experience fear and pain at the moment of slaughter, and that energy remains in the meat. But hold on, I'm not telling you to cut everything out of your life overnight or follow some rigid rule. The point here isn't to be extreme or to follow an imposed diet. It's to create a connection with your body and notice what truly makes you feel good. In the Vedic tradition, food was classified into 3 categories. Sattvic, foods that bring lightness and mental clarity, like fruits, vegetables, nuts, and whole grains. Rajasic, foods that stimulate the body, like coffee, peppers, and highly spiced dishes. Tamasic, foods that lower vital energy, causing fatigue and lethargy, like meat, alcohol, and processed foods. Shamanic cultures also understood this connection between food and energy. Before major rituals, healers and apprentices would go through periods of dietary purification, not as an obligation, but as a way to respect their bodies and prepare them to access higher states of consciousness. And here's the key. This isn't about following a strict diet, depriving yourself, or being radical. It's about choosing what truly aligns with you. If your goal is to raise your vibration, you can start small, making gradual changes. Maybe swapping out a heavily processed food for a more natural option. Maybe adding more fruits and vegetables to your day. Maybe reducing what makes you feel heavy. The important thing is not to see this as a restriction, but as an act of self-care. A way to love yourself, to respect your body, and to give it what truly nourishes rather than harms. And remember, there is no single formula. What works for one person may not work for another. True transformation happens when you start observing your body and listening to what it needs. But nutrition is only one part of this equation. For your energy to flow freely, your body also needs movement, breath, and balance. In the next steps, we're going to explore how physical activity and conscious breathing can accelerate this vibrational transmutation even further. The power of breath, thoughts, and emotions. If food nourishes and purifies the body, breath and movement are the conductors of vital energy. They determine how that energy circulates within you. There's no point in changing your diet if your body remains rigid with energy stuck in place. Vibration needs to flow, and that's exactly what conscious breathing and movement provide. Many spiritual traditions understood this principle thousands of years ago. Yoga, Qigong, and Tai Chi are not just forms of exercise, they are true systems of energetic transmutation. Fluid movements, aligned with breath, allow the body to release blockages, clear accumulated tension, and let vital energy, or prana, flow freely. In the West, this knowledge was lost. Today, most people see physical exercise only as a way to burn calories or improve aesthetics. But the sages of the past knew that the body cannot be separated from the spirit. A locked-up body is a trapped spirit. The way you move and breathe determines how your vibration manifests in the world. Think about it. When you're anxious or overwhelmed, your breathing becomes short, irregular, as if your body is in a constant state of alert. That doesn't happen by chance. Breath is directly connected to the nervous system. When you breathe shallowly, you're signaling to your body that something is wrong. Your vibration enters a contracted state. Now, try taking a slow, deep breath. Feel your abdomen expand, filling with energy. Hold the air for a few seconds, then release it without rushing. Do this a few times. Do you feel the difference? This simple shift in breathing already changes your mental state. In Vedic texts, conscious breathing was considered a portal to expanded states of consciousness. In ancient Egypt, Hermetic masters used breathwork techniques to enter deep meditative states. In Taoism, vital energy is called qi, and its circulation depends on breath and movement. If you want to raise your vibration, you need to learn how to breathe properly. That doesn't mean spending hours meditating. You can start with just a few moments of breath awareness throughout your day. While walking, working, or studying, bring your awareness to the air flowing in and out. Take pauses to breathe deeply and oxygenate your body. And here's the key. When breath is aligned with movement, its effects multiply. Walking in nature, mindful stretching, yoga postures, body practices that emphasize fluidity. All of these help release stagnant energy and align your body with a higher vibration. The goal isn't exhausting workouts. It's moving your body in a way that feels enjoyable and intentional, allowing it to act as a clean, open energy channel. And the same principle applies to the mind. If the body is the channel, thoughts are the source of vibrational emission. Hermes Trismegistus taught that the all is mind, meaning that your reality is shaped by the vibrational patterns of your mind. Everything you think, feel, and believe emits a frequency into the universe, and that frequency attracts experiences that match it. Have you ever noticed how negative people always seem to attract more problems? How those who constantly complain always find more reasons to be unhappy? On the other hand, some people seem to have a kind of natural luck, effortlessly attracting good opportunities and meaningful connections. That's not a coincidence. What you vibrate, you receive. Your thoughts aren't just random ideas floating around in your mind. They carry energetic weight. Elevated emotions like gratitude, love, compassion, and joy raise your vibration, creating an energetic field that attracts more positive experiences. Dense emotions like anger, fear, resentment, and pessimism lower your frequency, creating blocks that disrupt the natural flow of energy. This means that shifting your vibration starts with shifting your mindset. But listen, I'm not saying you should ignore negative emotions or pretend to be happy all the time. That would just be repression, and repression only creates more inner resistance. The secret is learning to observe your emotions without attaching to them. If you feel anger, acknowledge that it's there, but don't cling to it. Don't feed it with more negative thoughts. Simply recognize it and let it pass, just like clouds moving across the sky. Creative visualization can be a powerful tool for this. If your mind is used to running the same old patterns, you can train it to create new ones. Try closing your eyes for a few minutes and imagining the reality you want to create. Visualize your energy flowing, your frequency rising, your body full of vitality, your mind calm and centered. The more you practice this, the more your mind adjusts to this new vibration. And when your mind aligns, your reality starts to shift. The Transformation Portal. Are you ready? Discipline and self-mastery are the foundations that support any true transformation. There's no point in understanding energy, vibration, and inner alchemy if, in your daily life, your actions don't reflect that knowledge. The true master isn't the one who just knows. It's the one who practices. Inner alchemy is a constant process. Just as ancient alchemists spent years refining their metals to reach the philosopher's stone, internal transformation also requires time, patience, and repetition. Nothing great is built overnight, and the difference between those who truly cross the portal of transmutation and those who remain stagnant comes down to one simple factor: daily commitment. The secret to change lies in small daily actions. It's not grand gestures or radical shifts that shape a new reality, it's habits. the things we do repeatedly, even when no one is watching. And here's a paradox that many don't understand. True freedom only exists when there is self-mastery. Have you ever noticed how many people are prisoners of their own desires? They need sugar to feel good, constant distractions to avoid silence, momentary pleasures to escape their own minds. But that's not freedom. That's slavery disguised as pleasure. Self-mastery doesn't mean repression. It means consciously choosing what truly nourishes your soul versus what merely serves as an escape or distraction. Fasting, for example, has always been used in various spiritual traditions not just to purify the body, but as an exercise in self-control. When you train your mind and body not to be compulsively dependent on certain stimuli, you reclaim power over yourself. Moderation, silence, proper rest, the practice of concentration, all of these are forms of alchemy. They are ways of shaping your energy, of preventing unconscious impulses from taking control. And perhaps the most important lesson of all is this: every choice you make determines the frequency you vibrate at. Nothing we've talked about so far will matter if you keep making the same choices you've always made. Every thought, every action, every small decision you make throughout the day is a brick that builds your vibration. Do you want to raise your energy? Then start paying attention to what you choose to feed within yourself. Now that we've come this far, there's something you need to understand. Knowledge alone is not enough. Knowing about alchemy, vibration, energy, body, mind, and spirit is just the first step. But true power only manifests when knowledge turns into action. And that leads to the most important question of all. What are you going to do with all of this? You can simply continue living the same way, letting these teachings be just another piece of information that passed through your mind. Or you can begin a real process of inner transmutation. Transformation is a calling, but not everyone answers it. Not everyone is willing to step out of their comfort zone, to question old habits, to become the alchemists of their own lives. The portal is open, but it cannot be crossed by those who are still vibrating in the past. If you feel this calling within you, know that the transformation has already begun. It's happening right now, in this exact moment. The next step is yours. Are you ready? And if you want to dive even deeper into this and other Hermetic laws, I've pinned the Kybalion in the comments for those who want to study this knowledge in detail. Now, don't go just yet. I've prepared a special video to show you how to put all of this into practice and truly raise your vibration. Click on the video appearing on your screen now, and I'll see you there.